Yo, so this is your boy Chris right here. So, in today's video, Toronto Raptors, dude, they're up 1-0, and yes, not only they shocked the world, dude, but they upset the Warriors, but taking game one over the Golden State Warriors, like, I kind of understand that, it's at Toronto, and Toronto's got home court because they got the momentum and fan over them, but meanwhile, the Warriors, on the other hand, like I said, they don't have KD because KD's still recovering from that right calf injury ever since, like, he pulled against the Houston Rockets in Game 6 or Game 5 in the one game, but still. Now, we just got updated that Kevin Durant's not going to play in Game 2 also, and the Golden State Warriors right now are in a bad position that if Raptors do win both Game 1 and Game 2, actually no, if they win Game 2, because they really won Game 1, right, which I'll give props and respect to the Raptors that they protected Game 1 their home court, right, and if the Raptors do win Game 2, and if they do win all home court games in the series, then the Warriors are going to be in a bad position right now. Because let's put it this way, let's say for example, this Sunday, if the Raptors do win again, win Game 2, and if they're up 2-0, then the momentum is be given to the Golden State to lose this game, because the momentum is going to be given to the Toronto Raptors where if they're up by 2-0, now they just got to focus on winning at least one game during Game 3, Game 4. But if they lose Game 3 or Game 4, they must win it all in Game 5 or Game 6, Because if Raptors do lead the game 2-0, if they do take it to 7-game series, like I said, Raptors might have the edge over Golden State because right now they're up 1-0. If they win again this Sunday, they're up 2-0. That means the Raptors, they got a momentum. And that's something that the Warriors do. You don't want the Raptors to win both home games against you, especially if Katie's not there. And I remember like you folks were saying that you were a better team, but without Kevin Durant, the chemistry's a lot better with Kevin Durant. Well, that's true, but now I heard many people making new excuses that if Katie was playing game one, it would have been different. Like, yes, I understand that Katie's your best scorer, best player, best balance MVP, but remember this though, like any good team the Warriors play against, right? They are 29-1 without KD, but with KD on the lineup, dude, they got more losses than more wins. So even if you get KD back, KD's gonna get locked down by Kawhi possibly, and still gonna be the same result, but a little bit different though. But this Raptors team, dude, like when you got fucking like Pascal Siakam putting 32 points against this Warriors team, like he was like a fucking beast, dude. Like the guy, like he was bowling, he was playing mad aggressive against everyone. He was shooting so good, dude. Like, because ever since when people are saying that Draymond Green's better than Siakam, it made Siakam go off. Not only Siakam is the key for the Toronto Raptors succeed and beat the Warriors, but they also got Ibaka, Gasol, Ojekunobu, Van Vliet, dude, Danny Green. Those are all really good type perimeter defenders. And we talked about like any sports, if you want to win a title, dude, it's all about good offense, defense. And Toronto Raptors, dude, not only do they have a bunch of good defenders, dude, but they also got a lot of good players and good scorers too. They have a really good offensive game and defensive game. So, like I said though, if Siakam could stay like that, put up 32 points or 20, looking like LeBron out there, and I don't need to worry about Kawhi because I know Kawhi shows up no matter what. If Gasol, Laurie, Danny Green, and Serge Ibaka, if they can step up a little bit more, then I can see them taking down this Warriors team at 6 though. I'm not lying though. Because if they don't get Katie back, the one to help the Warriors win back to back and beat LeBron, they ain't gonna beat this Raptors team because this Raptors team is low as fuck. They really got a really good smart coach. They really got a decent good bench. They really got shooters, a bunch of defenders. They really got an MVP Kawhi Leonard that's next best player behind LeBron. What's next though? Because most people don't realize the way how Kawhi plays, like he kind of plays like MJ in my opinion though. Like I'm not comparing him to MJ. Of course, MJ's a better player, but when you know what I mean, dude, when people ask Kawhi, do you want to be the best player? This is what Kawhi said, though. I don't want to be the best player. I don't care. I just want to win, though. Now, that sounds like, he's like MJ, because I remember there was a video that when people ask MJ, do you think you're the best player? MJ's like, I don't think I'm not the best player, but I'm just trying to let my game speak out for itself. And that's how he got a lot of respect and a lot of people, saying he's the best player because he let his game speak out for itself. And Kawhi did the same thing. Kawhi's got some similar footwork, similar pump fakes, clutch shots, deadly rage, kill instinct like MJ, and he plays good defense too. And Kawhi is a really good defender too. And remember, MJ won, I believe, one or two defense player of the year. Correct me if you want one or two, but I know Kawhi, he won more defense player of the year awards than MJ. So, like I told you, a guy like who plays like MJ style, dude, you can tell they're gonna win all the way in. So, like I said, if Kawhi said he wants to win, and if he plays like MJ style, dude, he's gonna be the goes to worst because if you want to be MJ, you have to beat all the good teams in the NBA Finals, right? And I can see Kawhi, upsetting his words no matter if they get KD or not. But because remember, dude, when Kawhi was really young back in 2014, dude, he shut down the world best player, which is LeBron. And most people will not agree that if LeBron's the best player, but I think LeBron's the best player because he used to average like what 30, 40 every single time back in his prime days though. But there's only one guy that kind of slowed him down. Like, I'm not saying it's a lockdown, but he made LeBron put up like what 20 or 22 points on him, or maybe less though. And Kawhi Leonard's the reason why LeBron, he left the Miami Heat because he was playing the three-peat with the Miami Heat before he went or left. But Kawhi said, no, no, that's not gonna happen, because to be a three-peat team, you gotta be just like a really, really good damn player like Kobe or MJ. But not saying that Kobe and MJ are better, but I'm just saying like to three-peat, dude, like that's really fucking hard though. And LeBron, dude, like he was playing three-peat with this Miami Heat before he was about to leave, but Kawhi prevented that shit. And KD, dude, he won back-to-back, and if he wins it this year, then he will three-peat again, with him and Curry, Steph, and Dre. But Kawhi Leonard, like I said, if he prevented LeBron to win three-peat, then he's gonna do it to KD for sure. But like I told you, Kawhi Leonard, dude, like not only he's just the best player out there, he's a really best defender out there. He plays like more than just a how do you call that player? I don't know, but like Kawhi plays like a different player, dude, right? More like a different player from a different planet. But anyways, like I said, to go for the Raptors, that if they want to beat the Golden State Warriors, dude, everyone just needs to stay consistent. Like today, Lord put up 7, Danny Green 11, Ibaka 5, Norman Powell 2. Like for the Warriors, dude, like they're really lucky that they dodged the bullet. The fact that Danny Green and Laurie Ibaka and Serge Ibaka, they didn't show up, even though they could do better than that. But Warriors on the other hand, like I said, you really got Iggy back, you really got Draymond, but they didn't do jack shit. It was basically Curry and Clay balling out. While the rest, especially the most embarrassing part I saw was a All-Star big man coming off the bench put up fucking 3 points, but they're going to stay. And I'm surprised he came back because I thought he was going to be out. But the most embarrassing part is that Fred VanVleet, Warriors, Toronto's best bench player, dude, only literally 5'9", 5'10", put up 15 points. And you look at Boogie's game, he only put up fucking 3. And that almost sounds like to me that it's either Boogie's lost or he didn't want to play out there at all, or maybe he just doesn't fit well the Warriors. Because I'm telling you, when Boogie comes back, dude, it's just gonna ruin the Warriors system. They don't have a true center yet. They don't have a rim protector. Bench is really weak, but the reason why they have this bench because they're gonna need a bench if they want to play a game in the NBA. So, like I told you, folks, though, like it's gonna be the same position where they put Warriors back in the same position where back in the OKC situation when OKC used to have size over the Warriors, dude. That's why they're up 3-1. But now this is the same situation where you got Siakam, OG coming back, Gasol, Kawhi, dude, all could play real fucking tight D on you. This might actually end the Warriors starting to right here. This Raptors team, they ain't Houston, where they want to shoot the ball more than 3 million times. They ain't Portland, where it's all about Dame time, right? This Raptors team right here, they want to win it all, and they're actually trying really, really hard so they can keep quiet in the future. That's what everyone's trying their best, but some of them like are meant to be inconsistent. But like I told you, Siakam do like surprisingly do when they're about to rebuild. They picked him as a 27 pick in the second round. He became a straight baller, dude. Same with VanVleet. Like when you look at VanVleet's game in Game 5 or Game 6 against Milwaukee, dude, he put up like what 21 points with 7 threes, bro. Like I never seen a short guy like around my height making that many threes over a strong, tall, long ass Bucks team. Like because I told you, bro. Not only is just Kawhi, but Kawhi has a really good bench, good coach, and a lot of good defensive player around him. But let's talk about Kawhi's game though. Kawhi, on the other hand, he might be the next best player, maybe the edge over LeBron. Cause guy literally just like became this different level, dude. Like he already eliminated Orlando Magic like it's nothing. He already beat the Philadelphia's big three, even though Philly was a better team. But that game winner over Joel Embiid was just different. That he sent Joel Embiid home crying because Joel Embiid knew that they couldn't win it all if it was overtime. But Kawhi's like, you know what? I got the MJ killer instinct, so I had to do it. He guarded Giannis really, really good and tight. That's how they won 4 in a row when they're down 0-2. Even though the Bucks, do, like I said, they're also a better team than Toronto. They also blew that shit too because Kawhi was scoring the best player on the Bucks team, which is the Greek Freak, got shut down by Kawhi, dude. I wouldn't say shut down, but at one moment that he struggled on Kawhi. And now in the NBA Finals, you see Kawhi taking game one against this Warriors Big Four team. Like, come on, man. Like, I know it's game one, but still. If the Toronto Raptors win game two on this Sunday, if they're up 2-0, They got the momentum, and most likely the Warriors they're gonna have to figure out a plan how to protect both home courts in Game 3 and Game 4 at Oak Arena. But I told you, if the Toronto Raptors could steal one game at Oak Arena and let the Warriors win one game, but if you win all your home court, that's the goal right there. And like I told you, you can say all your excuses about KD didn't play, but remember, you said that we don't need KD. We play better without KD. That is true. But I give you a good point though. If KD does comes back healthy and strong, it's gonna be the same shit. He's just gonna ruin a game where they play better with ball without him. He's just basically gonna get locked down by Kawhi. Or when it's ISO, it's probably gonna make the Warriors regret, using KD too much instead of playing team ball. And I told you, if Kawhi, prevent LeBron from 3P, if he shut down the Greek Freak, that's the next LeBron, he shut down Embiid, the whole Magic's team. What makes you think the best scorer Kawhi could do against, no, what makes you think Kevin Durant, the best scorer, could do against Kawhi? I don't think so, but anyways, like I said, if KD doesn't come back as soon as possible, I got Raptors in 6, and if you want to bet, then let me know. But like I told you, this Raptors team, dude, it's no joke team, bro. They got a lot of good, firehouse, a lot of tools, arsenals, more weapons than the Warriors do. Better bench, lots of much better defensive aggressive players than the Warriors bench, dude. And whoever said Draymond was better than Siakam, dude, do some research, dude. Draymond was only better in your opinion because he has rings, right? But Siakam is just more skillful. But anyways, like I said though, for the key for Toronto is that if they want to win at all, just gotta stay consistent. That's all I can say. If Siakam could play like that, same with Kawhi, same with Gasol, then I can see them winning in 6 though. Maybe a 7, but most likely in 6 though. Because like I told you, they already got 2 defense player award player already, which is Gasol, which is Kawhi. Ibaka was like what? Couple of times NBA first defense and second, first, third team, bro. OG, dude, like I said, he's young, he's got potential. You got Fed Van Lee. Guy's also a really good, tight spot shooter for a short guy. You also got Cincinnati, even though they haven't used Jeremy Lin yet, but once when they figure out how Jeremy Lin plays, it's a good backup point guard. And the Warriors are lucky that, Danny Green hasn't found his form yet. Same with Kyle Lowry. If they can stay consistent next game, it's a goodbye right there. Goodbye kiss to the Warriors. But anyways, like I said, if the Raptors win the NBA championship this year, I'm gonna tell y'all folks that I told you I was right. My predictions are all facts. Because this Raptors team, like I said, I know we've been saying this many times that I think they're gonna beat the Warriors, but this Raptors team, it's just different, dude. Like Kawhi's playing like MJ if he wants to play like that, and the Raptors, like I said, with good offense and good defense and everything, that's the one way to take down Warriors, dude. Because the Warriors back in 2016, they had a hard time when you had size on them. And Raptors are a perfect team again for the Warriors. So we'll put the Warriors on the test to see if they can win a couple games without KD, but most likely they can because Boogie already came back, Iggy came back, but still, game 1 didn't look too good for the Warriors. So if they lose game 2, like I said, momentum is given to Raptors, and if the Raptors do win game 2 this Sunday, if they can take one game away during game 3 and game 4, then it's the it for Golden State. Like I said, Boogie's already done, dude. Career's over. KD, like I said, if he's gonna stick with his plan, like this ISO play offense, then it's gonna work. Anyways, you let me know who's gonna win.